Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, two reasons for this video really. One, just to show off my little unit markers that I made recently. If you've watched my Wraithguard week, you would have seen my little unit markers. But yeah, I thought I'd just run over exactly what I do with those. But also on top of that, just an excuse really to get a few of my models out and show you guys, because there's a number of you that haven't seen any, or the majority of my Eldar. So yeah, so let's have a chat about the unit markers. So if you're anything like me, I like all of my tanks to actually basically look the same. Now I appreciate you could paint your tanks differently, and obviously I've got my Eldar here, but this applies to all armies really, Space Marines, anything basically where you have a unit that embarks. So yes, I've got my Fire Dragons here, and potentially I could have painted that in a Fire Dragon scheme, or just added a little freehand to it, just to say this is the Fire Dragon one. But we all know how things change. In the future maybe Fire Dragons aren't going to be very good, so you're not going to be using them. But not only that, but marking the unit, whether it's in the tank or out of the tank, I find quite a useful idea. So which tanks are empty and which ones are full. And that's what I try to achieve. So yes, on my tanks, as I said, they're all painted exactly the same. I've got 3 Wave Serpents out here, and my Valken. So yeah, let me show you what I've done. So first of all, what I did is I went into the tank. Now bearing in mind I did this after I painted these. So potentially what I could have done is I could have just drilled a hole here and put a little magnet in. But instead I just opened up the hatch, and I basically put my finger in and I just glued with some green stuff a magnet to the underside, quite a big powerful one. Obviously if I was doing it on the outside here, I wouldn't need a big powerful magnet, but I had to use a big one, because I was doing it on the inside. And then I just found something from my bits box that I just didn't use on the tanks, and in this case it was these bits, which I believe is, well, I don't even know what it's called actually, but like I have no idea what it's called. Is it the target relay? No, I think that's the other one. But anyway, I found these bits and I thought they'd make ideal unit markers. So what I've done is I put a little magnet on the bottom, and I've painted them in a way to match the units. So let me just show you what I've got here. So this blue one is my Dire Avenger one, and that just magnetises onto the tank there, like so. So I now know that's the Dire Avenger one. And then I have my Guardians, which is white with purple, and that just magnetises onto there. Then I have my Fire Dragon one, and that just goes onto there. And lastly here I've got my Wraithguard, and that just goes onto there. So now all of a sudden I can instantly see which unit is in which tank. Not only that, but when the unit disembarks, so say the Fire Dragons get out, you can just take this off, and now you know that's an empty tank. And when there is a possibility they may get back in either that tank or maybe even another tank, in which case you just pop the unit marker exactly which tank they're in. Excuse me. And I find that works really, really well. Just have a bit of a closer look there at my Fire Dragons. If I can stop coughing. Standing on the traditional Blood Angels blown up tank. That is my Wraithguard, which you've already seen. And coming up here, this is my Guardians. Along with the Guardians is my Farseer, and that is the next marker that I want to talk about. So once again, he's got his dead Blood Angels helmet there. So how to mark your HQ? Well, what I did for mine is I used this section. Now this is, I believe, the command unit piece, which I just got off eBay. I got like 3 of them for £1 or something. And I used this to mark my HQ. So what I've done is I put a magnet underneath and a magnet on top. So in this instance, where I've got my Farseer with my Guardians, what I can do is take the Guardian marker off, and that goes into there, and then I can put that onto there. So now I know that the Farseer and the Guardians are in that tank. Now, for example, if the unit disembarks but not the Farseer, which sometimes happens, you can just take off the unit marker, leave the Farseer one on there so you know the Farseer is in there. So that's sort of what I'm up to with my markers. I find it really, really useful. I hope that it's maybe given you some tips as well, maybe how you could mark your tanks. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed watching the video. Okay, that's it from me. Thanks for watching.